Now, question number 22 says that Manoti Were has recently been thinking of buying his dream car a few years after joining Rafiki Sacco. Having established a Mercedes E-Class vehicle would cost between 2.7 million and 3 million. He approached the Sacco for a loan of 2 million with the difference from the sale of his current car with the current market resale value of shillings 1 million. The Sacco confirmed that Manoti Were qualifies for the loan and were willing to advance him a new loan under the following terms and conditions. So we have the loan amount, the payment period, the repayment frequency, the annual interest rate, the monthly repayment. The loan is to be repaid on a monthly basis. The first installment is due at the end of the first month after loan disbursement. Manoti Were approached you for advice as he does not understand how the repayment amounts and interests on loan are arrived at. Okay, so using an appropriate MS Excel function, confirmed to Manoti Were that indeed the monthly repayment amount of shillings 43,485 is actually correct. Then prepare a loan amortization schedule for the above loan for Manoti Were to see how the loan clears by the end of 5 years. Having columns for period, monthly repayment, principal, interest, and the loan balance. Then, as a customer of Centric Sacco, the Sacco members are allowed to vary their own terms to their preferences as long as it is aligned to the long-term loans. Help Manoti Were to fill the table below with the correct repayment period and repayment loan amount in column C and D respectively that allows him to make monthly repayment amount of that 5,000 and not the proposed 43,485. Okay. So with that, we are going now to have to work out that so that we can help this man called Mr. Manoti. And we will do what we call solution here. Doing this, first of all, we are told to, okay, we can copy these things, Can first of all copy these ones the way they are. We come and paste them down here. We skip one line. Now, these are what we call the inputs. Then we have the output. So the output, number one, we have payment periods. We can bring them here. Number of payment periods. Now the number of payment periods is given as the number of years times the number of months he's paying monthly. Monthly is 12. So you multiply by 12. Multiply by 12. And that's what we get. Let me open the charts so that you can start giving me the answers. Okay. The next thing that you need to compute to Risema is the monthly interest rate. The monthly interest rate. So monthly interest rate, you are supposed to take this annual interest rate, you divide by 12. Press enter, give me your answer. Yes, I can see that. You can leave it as a decimal that way, or you can convert it to percent. The last thing that you need to get is the monthly repayment amount. Monthly repayment. Payment amount, the PMT. So this one we said you say equals, you type PMT, and when it shows up, you double click here, double click. So the first thing is asking for is the rate. So the rate is this one, the monthly. Then we have the NPAR, the number of payment periods, this one. Then we have PV. PV is the current amount of the loan, or the initial amount of the loan. And I told you this one should come in as a negative. So you type negative this. You close the brackets, press enter, give me the answer. Yeah, good. So if this one now was to be expressed in terms of without the decimals, let's just click on it. Let's click on it. Then we remove the decimals. So come home here and I remove the decimals. So when I remove the decimals, this figure I can even make it bold, and the question had asked us, using appropriate MS function, confirm to Manoti that indeed the monthly repayment amount of 483 was correctly arrived at. So we can confirm to Mr. Manoti that this, so the comment is that the figure agrees with the one given by the bank, by the circle. Hence, it is correctly determined. Yeah. So we can tell Mr. Manoti ajipange aanze kulipa. The figure is okay. There's no cause of doubt. Haya. So point number 2, once we have it that way, we are told now to prepare a schedule that shows him how the loans will be paid. So we are going to have the schedule here. The loan repayment schedule. The loan repayment schedule. Now we normally have the month. We have the opening balance. We have the monthly installments. We have the interest charged or paid, whichever you want to call it. Principal paid. And the closing balance. Closing balance. Yeah. So, the months, we have 60. So I told you, you put 1 here, type 1. Then you step out. Then you step back there. When you step back, you come here. When you are at the home, you come here where it's written fill. So you come here where we have the series. You click on series. When you click on series, you select whether you want them to be in the columns or in the rows. So you want them to be in the columns. So you click on this. And then the step value, that is the difference between two neighboring values. You want it to be 1. And the stop is 60. Once you do that, you just now click OK. I believe all of us are there. So you click OK. And it takes you to 60 downwards. That way. We have been able to do that. Say yes. Good. So now, here, the opening balance is this amount here. The monthly installment is this one. And this one, you will lock it. You're supposed to lock it. So you put the dollar signs before G and before S39. Because these ones do not have the shillings, we can either decide to format all of them to have shillings or to do away with shillings. What do you want? We do away or we format all of them to have shillings? Okay, so if we are to do away, then you just click on it Actually, we can just click on this. Let's click on this. We come here where it's written general, and we show it as just a normal number. And we do away with the decimals. So when I come here now, I say equals this, and I lock it, still carrying the currency. Let me remove the currency from here, basi. And I do away with the decimal. Let me hakikisha that it is, yeah, it's locked. And I should have the separator, but without decimals. Yeah. So if that be the case, then when I come here, my interest charged should be equal to this amount times the monthly interest rate. And the monthly interest rate should also be locked. So you place the dollar signs before G and before 38, whatever cell that your monthly interest rate is in. Press enter and give me the answer. Okay. So what we can do, we can format all these. Let's format all this. Paka hapa. To have separators and to have no decimal. Can do away with the decimals. But if you want to carry on with the decimals, well and good, no harm at all. So the principal paid is always given as the monthly interest, sorry, the monthly installment minus the interest charged. That's the principal paid. And the closing balance is given as the opening balance minus the principal paid. Yeah, so that is the closing balance after the first month. So we go to the second month. The second month, we have this amount here. We have this amount. The monthly installment is this one here. And we lock it. We lock it that way. The interest rate is this amount here, rather the interest amount, this amount here times the interest rate here monthly, and that monthly should be locked. Should lock it. So that is the interest. The principal paid equals this minus this. Then the closing balance should therefore be this opening here minus the principal paid. Good. If you have the figure that I have, say my yes. If you are here. Good. So now I write this second row that way. You highlight this. When you highlight, you just now double click. Just double click inakimbia all the way to 60 to give you a 0 here. So that is how he will pay the loan. And we said if you want to know the total paid, if you want to know the total, you can come here and write the total. The total that we want is the interest, this one. So you just press Alt plus. So that is the interest he paid. And this other one, Alt plus. Yeah. So Ulizo he paid how much as interest at the end of that deal. This is the interest, 609,091. It's a good deal. This is not too much compared with 2 million. Okay. So the next requirement is as a customer-centric circle, the circle members are allowed to vary loan terms to their preference as long as it is aligned. So help Manotuere to fill the table below with the correct payment period and loan amounts. Okay. So maybe we could copy this table. Sorry. Just copy this table. Come and paste it somewhere here. So we are told to help him to know help Manotuere to fill the table below with the correct payment period and the loan amount in column C. So in C, he wants to know the correct repayment period here. This one. Add D respectively. That allows him to make monthly repayment of 35 and not the proposed 43. Yeah, so he wants to know the correct repayment period and the loan amount. So this one, C, should be the repayment period. The repayment period should be here. And the loan amount that allows him here to pay 35,000. Okay, now I get it. So here, he wants to pay 35,000. Even here, 35,000. So we want him to know, or he wants to know, what is the repayment here. So this one, we shall use the goal seek. We shall use the goal seek. So, you know, when we are using the goal seek, we come here to data, whatever analysis, goal seek. The goal seek. We want to set the cell. We want to set the cell. So the set cell, this one that has monthly repayment. Monthly repayment. I think I should have first of all typed. Okay, I can still use this. That one. I want it to go to. So I can type here. I want it to go to 35,000 by changing what? By changing this one, the payment period. Then I click OK. Cell must contain a value. So it contains the value. Is yours giving you the results? Or maybe we first of all redo. Umekubali? Not yet. Okay. We could try to redo it here. Let's try to redo it here. Loan amount, term in years. We bring it here. Payment period. Annual interest rate, monthly interest rate, monthly repayment amount. Okay, so here we had our 2 million. Our term in years was 5. Our payment periods, these were 5 times 12. Annual interest rate was equals to this one, 11. Monthly interest rate equals to this. We divide by 12. Monthly repayment equals to PMT. The rate is this one. NPAR is this one. And then negative this one. Close the brackets. enter. So we don't want the decimal. Okay. So we can highlight these ones. We come to whatever analysis, goal seek. So the set cell, let's first of all take that. We want that to go to value 35,000. By changing who? By changing the cell, this one, A. The cell must contain a value. What does that? Why is it refusing to work? So if I want to change, that one has agreed. So goal seek. So if I want to change this one, monthly repayment, that one, to be 35,000 by changing the amount, that's okay. So that is telling us that the loan should be this amount. So the loan amount here, so just take it, note it somewhere so that we don't have to do. It is 1609 756.184. So we cancel here. So let's first of all fill in this one. D ilikuwa inataka we fill the table below with the correct repayment period and the loan amounts in column C and D respectively. So D ndio inataka the loan amount. So the loan amount kama anataka kulipa 35,000, kama anataka kulipa 35,000, tumeona it is 1,609,756.184. That way. That's the amount that atalipa. Okay, then for this other one, I don't know why goal seek is not helping us. Now, if goal seek is not helping us, let's try to look for tutumie. This one hapa tukuja tuseme NPAR. There is a formula we use to get the NPAR. This one tutumie hii. Tuone kama itatusaidia. NPAR. NPAR. So for NPAR, the rate, we are supposed to enter the rate. This is the monthly rate here. It is asking for PMT. So PMT, we want to pay this 35. And it should come in as a negative. I told you either PMT or PV must come in as a negative Then the PV, you can take this one or this one, whichever you prefer. And then the future value, that is 0. You close the brackets. Press enter, uniambie unapata nini? Okay, good. So if goal seek is not helping us, we can go with this one. And now that this one has not helped us to look for the NPAR, so first of all, let's mark this that way. So this one, we can come here to say using goal seek. Using goal seek. Using goal seek. Badala ya kuiacha hivi, tuifanye ikue full. So ndio tuonyeshe how we arrived at this one. So tutarudi hapa kuje kwa data, whatever analysis, goal seek. We want to set this cell to 35,000 by changing this one. Yeah, that way. So this one you can make it bold, and even this one. Remove the decimals and put the separator. Yeah. So if this one, we could also remove the decimals. So that is around 81 months. So maybe hapa, we need to be clear. Here, it is this amount. Analipa 2 million. Here. And the annual interest rate is still this one. That way. Lakini sasa atakuwa nalipa 35. Then hapa, hii 16, analipa this 60. Analipa 60 months. And the interest rate is till this 11. Yeah. So what you can see is, we can also make these bolds. If you want to pay a small amount, because this one is smaller than the original, the 43, and he still wants to borrow the same 2 million, he must then pay for a longer period. And if he wants to pay a smaller amount, but he does not want to extend the period, then the bank will reduce the amount of the loan that he can take with them. Reduce the amount of the loan that he can take with them. So I think we are good. Are we okay at that point? Good. Can we attempt the next one? Or we call it a lesson at that point? Okay, So if you say we attempt the next one. Sorry. Question number 23. Is it visible? So the question says that Forico Manufacturing Limited produces premium jewelry. The company prepares its budget for the year based on the estimated production and sales of its product. The following budget was prepared for product Malkia for the current month based on the production of 1,250 units. However, due to unexpected demand, the company ended up producing 1,500 units. Below are the budgeted and actual figures. So what we have here are the budgeted for that, the actual. Then additional information, we are told the actual selling price is 230, where necessary use per unit variable cost derived from the budget figures. Forico Manufacturing Limited has a sales contract to deliver 850 units of product Malkia every month. Forico Manufacturing Limited sales averages 80% of the units produced in any month. This percentage is inclusive of the sales contract units. Corporation tax is 30% payable on realized profit. So you are told to prepare a flexible budget for 1,500. Then determine the total flexible budgeted costs for 1,500. Okay. Then at 1,500, compare the flexible budgeted cost with the actual. Using logical function, identify the variances as either adverse or favorable. Prepare an income statement for the manufacturing levels. Okay. So just come here and type solution. This one is on budgeting. And part A, this one, you're told to prepare a flexible budget. Now, for you to prepare a budget, a flexible budget, we prepare something called budgetary control. Budgetary control statement. So budgetary control statement has details. We have the original budget. We have the actual results. We have the flexible budget. And I think I want to I want to get the variances here also. the variances. Yeah, so I can combine part A, B, and C. Yeah, that way. So sasa hii, this one I can come up to here. So here, maybe hata hii nipunguze kidogo ndio nisaidie kuona hii. Rudi nyuma kidogo hivi. Yeah. So what we do, here we have, we normally have the units. Then we have the percentage. Sasa hizi vitu, these ones, the way they are, the sharings are in thousands. So that means I can create a column here, I mean a row, so that I'll see here, my sharings will be in thousands. Can I copy here? Copy. Hapa basi. So sasa unachukua hizi the way they are, for the flexible budget, for the budget, just copy the way they are. Kuja, you fix them here. Paste them there. Paste them there. So these ones I can remove these borders. Okay. Kujiwekea zangu. Haya. Kisha fanya hivyo, ukujie hizi. Hizi za the actual hizi. You copy them. You paste them here kwa actual results. Hapo. So this one, and we can autofill up that point that way. I wanted to put the borders, but naweza achana nazo, not a must. So the next thing you do, so now that this one is comprising everything, itabidi nitoe hii. Acha nitoe hii line. Lakini hata ukiretain no problem. Because sasa what I'm preparing here has the answer for ABC. ABC. Or if you want to guide the examiner, unaweza basi ongeza unaweza ongeza something like this. Hapa you type A, this is B, and this is C. The requirements. Yeah. Although even without writing that, yeye mwenyewe anaona. Okay. Haya, sasa for the original budget was to make 1250 and the actual budget was to make 1500. The actual results came to, so this is 1250 and this is 1500. 1500. So I told you when we covered flexible budgets that number one, the units of the actual are the units of the flexible. So utakuja hapa tuseme this is equals to this. That way. That way. Then the original budget is assigned 100%. So tukasema it is equals to this value here. You divide by itself. And this one you convert it to percentage. You can mark that as a result. Then if this 1250 is 100%, then you ask yourself this one is what percent? And we said you simply get this one. You divide by the original. You get the actual, you divide by the original. Press enter, tell me what you're getting. $1.2. Yeah, so when you convert it to percentage, then you make it bold. So it's 120%. So the same thing happens here, even for the flexible. It is this one. You divide by this one and you make it a percent. You make it a percent. From there, I told you that you take these values here, the variables, you multiply by this percentage. You can do one by one. Let's do one by one because there are not many. So this will be this times this. To get the flexible, unachukua the original budget, you multiply by the new percentage. That way. Unakuja kwa hii, this is also variable. Direct labor cost is a variable cost. You multiply by the new percentage. The next one is variable manufacturing. This one, you multiply by the new percent. This one. The next one is fixed cost. Now, fixed cost does not change. You take the way it is in the budget. You take the way it is in the budget. So that one you don't multiply. You don't multiply that. Higher. Variable sales, that one will change because it is variable. You take it to the new percentage. And then this one is fixed, so it's not going to change. Yeah. So the key thing here, is to know these costs, which one is variable, which one is fixed. And as you can see, some are well labeled. Some are well labeled. Variable, fixed. Variable, fixed. But kama here, material na labor, they are not labeled as to whether they are fixed or variable. But from your cost accounting, you should know that anytime you see a direct cost, we are talking of a variable cost. And equally, anytime you see an indirect cost, we are talking of a fixed cost. Yeah. Anytime you see those ones. Yeah. Direct costs is a variable costs. Indirect is fixed. Yeah. So I think we have answered the first requirement that required the flexible budget. We have also answered the part 2 that required we determine the total flexible budget costs. Ndio hii. Unless the examiner wants us to separate, but they can be clearly seen. Higher. Then at 1500, we compare and we say whether it is favorable or adverse. Now, variance is the difference. Between we are told to compare flexible and the actual. Okay, is the difference between two amounts. Is the difference between the two amounts. So like now, this one and this one, the difference. Now, if this is the budget here, budget is what we expected. And actual is what we get. If you spend more than what you expected, is that good or bad? If you spend more than what you expected, is that good or bad? Yeah, it's bad. So we are going to come here and do a logical formula. Tutaanzia tu hapa kwa direct materials. Logical formula ni zile tulisema they start with if. So unasema if. You type this one. Now here, we are going to take the actual, this one. If this one, we want to specify, if this one is less than, you can start now that tunaona ni less than, but you can also start with greater than, whichever is less than. So press shift and put this symbol, less than. If this is less than this, you click that. If the actual is less than the flexible, comma, you open the quotes. You tell us whether it is favorable or adverse. So we have said if you spend more than what you budgeted, it is bad. So that is adverse. But if you spend less than what you expected, that is good. So it's favorable. So according to our logical formula, tunasema, if this actual is less than this, then you open the quotes and you write the word favorable. you close the quotes. You close the quotes. It is going to return that. But if not, you put a comma. If not, you put a comma. You start again, you open the quotes. Wakuambie that is adverse. Adverse. Then you close the brackets. So if this is less than this, then we talk of the value being favorable. But if it's more, then it's adverse. So press enter uniambie unapata nini? Yeah, good. Then you can autofill this all the way mpaka hapa. Yeah. So you can see for the material favorable, labor favorable, but variable overhead is adverse. You can see we spent more. This one is adverse, or this one we should have given it to be 0, but that will complicate our work. We can just leave it that way for now. Then this one is favorable, and this is also adverse because it's less than. Meaning they are equal. Then this is favorable. Okay, so we can leave it that way. Prepare an income statement for manufacturing levels of 1,000, 2,000. Okay. An income statement. Okay. So come here and do the income statement. We have the details. We have 1 unit. I want us to have the 1 unit. Tumeambiwa 1,000, 2,000 and 2,500. 1,000. So, acha nitoe hizi ndio zitanisaidia badala ya kuandika hivi. Acha niandike hapa 1,000, 2,000 and 2,500. Haya. So we are going to have the revenue. Then we less direct labor costs, direct material costs, ama ningezichukua tu venye ziko hapa. Acha nizichukue tu venye ziko hapa. Nichukue hizi. I copy. Kuja niweke hapa. Haya, sasa hizi nataka kuzipanga hivi Hapa niongeze another line. Ndio hii nitoe hapa. Niweke hapa. Hiyo. Na hii nayo. Can also add another line. Ndio nikifanya hivyo nipate contribution. Then hii nitoe hapa. Nilete hapa. So hapa niseme less. Then this is net profit. Yeah. So if you are there, the revenue, this one is equals to the selling price. Kuna mpaka na tax, Okay. The selling price is 230. Okay, so this one is not affecting us. When this one. So this is 230. Then for the materials, this one will be equal to this one. You see, these are in millions, These are in millions. So for me to convert to per unit, I will take this, I divide by 1.25. Ndio hizi units also zikuwe in thousands. Ndio nikifanya hivyo, hii nipatie per unit. Nipatie per unit. Then those figures are not in agreement. Because you cannot have a per unit of material 21,000 and the selling price is 230. So when you convert figure convert vizuri. So I think what we shall do, tutakuja tuseme equals this one we divide by 1250. Tuone kama it will make sense. Yeah, at least that makes sense. This 21. So this guy never converted the figures appropriately. So even this one, we do the same. You take this, you divide by 1250. You go to this one. For the variable overheads, this one, you divide by 1250. This one equals, you go to where we have the variable overheads, this one, the 20,000. You divide by 1250. So tukikuja hapa contribution is equals to the revenue minus the variable costs. This one you can give it top border. Top border. Now these ones are never expressed as per unit, but if you want to express them, well and good, but we rarely do. So I don't want to do that. Sasa hii turudi hapa tuibatize, we will say net profit before tax. Then variable sales and administration expense. We are also dividing. We divided. I hope you have skipped this one because kama umesahau naona hapa kama umedivide to hii, maybe that's why you're getting a different one. Should be this one. You divide by 1250. The same way. Uruke here 75. You are 22. C22. Naonyesha C22. Kwani sijachukua the correct one, Okay. Sijachukua the correct one. It is supposed to be hapa kwa budget hii. Divide by 1250. Okay. Are we okay now? Okay, I think I had picked the wrong one. Okay. So I was saying that this one now is profit before tax. Then you say less corporation tax or corporation tax expense. And then we get profit. Profit after tax. So are we there now? Okay. So if we are there, yes.
1 minute, please. I finish.
Okay, sawa.
I'm done. Sir.
You're done, eh? Okay, good.
Yes.
Sasa tutakuja hapa. Tuseme this is equals to, you take this value times this 1,000. This 1,000 you can lock it. You can lock it. When you lock it, you press enter. Then you autofill up to here. So hii hakuna. Maybe this one I can make it bold. Hope umeelewa. Tumesema equals, you take this times this number of units here, and the units you lock them. Then you autofill up to here. So hii haina kitu, unaitoa. Sorry. We can't do the same here. Unachukua hii per unit times the number of units here, and the number of units unaifunga, you autofill up to here. So hii unaitoa. You do the same here. You take this per unit times here. Then you autofill. Oh, nimefanya nini? Equals this one here times this one. Naifunga hivyo. Then I autofill. Yes, that way. We are there, sema yes. Okay, good. Then this one we had already put the formula, so we can just drag it. We can just drag it, tutasaidia hapo. Those are the contributions. Now the fixed cost, the fixed costs, these ones remain. These ones remain constant. So we are going to take as per the budget. As per the budget, the fixed overhead, this one. Now ifunge, you lock it. ndio ukilock hivyo ukibie nayo mpaka hapa. The same thing with the fixed sales. They also remain constant as per the budget. Fixed costs are based on the budget, not on the actual. Coincidentally, in this question, they happen to be the same, but not always. Na uifunge. Then uende nayo mpaka hapa. I think the correct name here is not net profit, it's just profit before tax. So the profit before tax should be equal to this. Hii imechukua 2 zeros. Acha nitoe. Nilikuwa nataka kuformat hizi ziondoe the zeros because hata wengine hawana. Sikae kama they are not the same. Haya, sasa nilikuwa nataka kusema equals this minus this minus this. And you can give it a top border. Then you autofill that way. You autofill that way. Haya, corporation tax. Maybe we could show here the per unit. Tunaweza weka hiyo rate hapa. The tax rate is 30%. So you can put it here, 0.3 as a percentage. So it is going to be equal to this times this. And this one you lock it. Halafu ukibie nayo mpaka hapa. So that now you have the profit after tax is this minus this. And this one you can make it bold, and then you can have something like that. So are we good? So I think we have answered all what they required. So we are done with that question. We are done with that question. That brings us to the end of our classes. Because next week ndio mnafanya mtihani. Next week ndio mnafanya mtihani. So maybe you can take a few days for your own revision. If I'm able to meet the evening guys and I do something extra, I'll give you the video. If I solve the other question with them, I'll give you the video if I'm able to meet with them. But if not, then this will be sufficient. See, that is fine. Nitasoma next week. What do you want? Okay. Yeah, good. Yeah, so let me take this opportunity to sincerely thank you for being my students. I really appreciate. I know you could have gotten another choice, but you opted to come to Chacham. Thank you very much. I believe we have done what is required for you to pass the paper. So just now concentrate on what you have done, and I believe with confidence and with God guiding you, you'll be able to make it. So when you come across other persons who are interested in the programs we are offering, starting with BDA, then the other units for CPA, kindly recommend them to us, and we'll be very grateful. In case you have any issue, I'm just a phone call away or a WhatsApp away. You can reach out and we'll see how we can help each other. So thank you very much. I'm very happy that we joined my classes. God bless you. Success.